Father's Day to all the potential fathers and the fathers indeed. I was just thinking earlier in the day about the event, and I'm like, for those of us who have been fathers from way back, such is life. So good evening, everybody. Happy Father's Day and happy Sunday. When I was asked to lead today's meeting, one of the things that I was very much concerned about was what will I say? And while I was pondering on it, this topic popped up, although I dealt with it in one of my series, Monday series. But I felt the strong nudge to share with us for those of us who might not have been fortunate or who have not had the opportunity to read the post I did on it. So, but today I'll be sharing a little more details about this topic that is before us. And the topic is simply lessons from unschooled business gurus. Don't mind the topic. It looks like but it's not really something big. It's something simple that I believe a lot of us are familiar with, but probably have not paid enough attention. So we are in a business that is very dynamic, and we can't ignore the fact that it is still a business. Now, let me explain it this way. We are in a network marketing approach to business, but it is still a business. It is just the categorization that makes it look unique. And for every business that we find ourselves, or for every business that one involves his or herself in, it is either selling or rendering of services. And when this happens, we must pay close attention to the value we are proposing, the value we intend to push to somebody, a prospect, the value we intend to push to a buyer, the value we intend to push to a potential team member, and our understanding of this value really go a long way in determining our success, or how much commensurate value will be placed on whatever it is that we are proposing to our prospects. For the purpose of today's discussion, I define business as the art of exchanging value, either by selling or rendering services. And like I said earlier, in business, it is your responsibility to make people see the value or worth in what you have. We have very amazing sets of products. The Reader Bitters, the Reader Fire, Reader Restore, Cleanser, Body Wash. Every day I use at least 2 of these. In fact, 3, because I must take my bath. I must use the hair cream. In bathing, I use the body wash. When I'm creaming, I use the body butter. My hair cream is Lily, and most times I use the disinfectant, and it is because I have seen the value in these products. That is why I hold them there, apart from every other factors. But for us as being part of this business, to sell this business to other people, we have to make them see what we see. And in making them see what we see, that means we have to have deep-rooted understanding of what this business and what the products are, and this go a long way in influencing the kind of, like I said, value that we are going to exchange. What kind of worth will people place on this? And for today, I want to share some of the lessons that I've seen people who have been in business some way before I was born, some while I was much younger, some of the principles that they have used, and I've seen this principle work, and I've still seen them working even till today. It's just a matter of adopting and adapting some of those principles into whatever it is that we do, regardless of any business that one is doing. One thing you must pay attention to is the value you are proposing, the value you intend to exchange. And like I said, in network marketing, it is not different. Before I came into Green Mondays, I'd never be a fan of network marketing. But in coming into Green Mondays, one of the things I saw is what is the essence of having people in my circle that I cannot add more value to them. So for me, that was more of the selling point. Also looking at other benefits like the health benefit, the extra income benefit, and so on. So let me start. Let me move further without wasting our time. There was some weeks ago, I was on my way to the office, and I passed by some shops. And as I was looking at these shops, most of them were doing not necessarily the same thing, but one thing that I noticed, some were selling drinks, some were selling food stuff in bags, and so on. So please, can we mute this to avoid distraction? So as I was passing, I realized that all of these stores, those who were selling soft drinks, those who were selling rice, those who were selling beans and other food stuff and other things, had piles of those things they were selling. And I was like, what is the motivation behind this thing? It's not as if people rush to come. It's not as if there are people who had lined up rather to carry this product. But I saw them, and moving on from there, I also saw where what was it called? Vegetable sellers also piled up vegetables. Those who were selling peppers, you have them in baskets. Some had them in different sizes. And I'm like, look, for these people, they go out every day believing that what they have, if not everything is bought, at least to a large extent must reduce in quantity. And reducing in quantity does not mean they are throwing those stuffs away, but they are exchanging them for value, monetary value. They are giving them to people to buy, and people are really seeing this value. And that pops up something in me. I was like, see, these people understand something about business that the modern day business person does not necessarily pay attention to, and that is number one. That is the question of having a positive attitude about whatever it is that we are doing. I look back today. I remember when I was much younger, when we were back in Kano, there was this woman. We call her Ajia Migoro. She was always, because we stayed in the barracks, whenever one was coming into the barrack, you would always see her at the entry point. She was selling kola nut. She was also selling kuli kuli and some other things. Anytime one was coming, you would always maybe buy kola nut from her, buy granite, or buy some other things, or buy granite oil. And beyond buying what she was selling, there was this likeness people had for her. She was very friendly, very, very accommodating. And I was like, till today, if I don't remember anything, I remember the attitude of that woman. She had a positive attitude about what she was doing. And she would go, and that made her connected much more with either prospects or regular customers, and to that extent, when I was much younger then, I was very conscious of the fact of not misbehaving, so that she wouldn't report me to my mom or my dad whenever they were back, And for me today, I look back and I'm like, see, this thing really worked for this woman, Even then, whenever we were sent to go and buy whatever, maybe granite oil, we preferred to go to her place because she was very accommodating. For us, though I didn't have this kind of understanding then, but growing up, I look back to that like, this is something very important that one must pay attention to in business, our attitude. Somebody describes attitude as the aroma of our life. Another example was in Ibadan. When I was, a few years ago, when I was still in Ibadan, a friend of mine, a classmate of mine, when I was doing my postgraduate program, I went to the market. And when we got to the market, we wanted to buy food stuff. We went to the first point, we saw, and we asked for the price, but it was a bit high, so we moved forward. And the lady was, asking us to come and buy, and bros, come and buy now. She was even joking with us. We moved on from there and went to the next, like 2-3 person who was selling the same thing beside her. And that one where, hey, Nikini, we're pricing, and she was just wearing some kind of attitude as if we're coming to beg. While we're bargaining that you should reduce the price now, even though we had seen the same thing at a higher price somewhere else. Like, when we saw that attitude was nothing to write home about, we withdrew and went back to the previous place that had the higher price and bought that same thing. And that friend of mine, who happens to be an Igbo guy, was like, see, I now told him that, do you know why I asked us to go back to that first lady that we first saw the product we wanted to buy? I said, no. He said, yes, that he saw that I was displeased by that attitude of the attitude of that second lady, and that is why for some of us in business, you cannot afford to allow your downtime affect how you treat, attend to your clients, your customers, your prospects. These things are very important. Agreed, we have amazing sets of products before us. They have all kinds of certification, but if the attitude that is pushing the product is not positive, it won't help the product at all. Secondly, I'm doing ABC, so I will stop maybe at E or somewhere and move on. B, for whatever business that you do, one of the things that you must understand is it requires bravery. You must, believe. You must also be brave about how you go about your business. At times I do some things that I see as very crazy and ridiculous. And I don't know, up till tomorrow, I will still keep doing that, which is one of the attitudes that I've moved from my self-development into the business that I do. And this is, at times I make some sales, I pack both the profits and the cost of the product. I plug everything back into the business. And I do this often and often and often, every time. Every time, if I have some extra cash, I would plug it into the business. I always ensure that to a large extent, I don't have idle, in quotes, idle cash, because before you know it, you'll be seeing some things that are calling your attention and you'll be doing all sorts of impulse buying. So for me, this tells a lot how much belief one has in whatever it is that one is doing. For me, I admire and I place a lot of value on self-development, and that is why, for instance, when I remember when I was 7, then anytime I received my allowance, the first thing I do is buy at least one book, and I did that for every month that I was 7 back in Kaduna. My colleague, a fellow core member, then was like, Ade, what is wrong with you? And he will come back at the end of the day to come and ask me to borrow him the book to read. But that for me was adding value to him. And he later on came to appreciate that fact, And this kind of attitude is what we must put into whatever it is that we are doing, be it in our career, our business, or whatever. These are some of the very strong attributes that we see in these people who are doing business. They are brave. You see a pepper seller even in the rain, they carry what they are doing, they go to the market, police will stop them on the road when they are coming, you know, they do all sorts of things to get their product from the market to their selling point, you know, and they don't stop. They don't stop. Have you seen the kind of belief that these truck pushers who sell yam have? They can cover, only God knows the amount of distance they cover, pushing that truck, trying to sell yam, trying to, you know, make people see what they have to offer. If they don't believe, if they are not brave, they would not have done that. They defy all kinds of risk, accidents, you know, and they keep on pushing. They keep on pushing. In this business, you need to keep on pushing. In whatever business that you do, you need to keep on pushing. There's this guy who has a POS shop not too far from where I stay, you know, and late last year, early this year, series of all kinds of events happened to him. Initially, his dad was ill, you know, he had to travel down to the east to go and see his father during the lockdown. Shortly after the lockdown was over, he came, you know, after then, not too long, he was robbed. He just stocked up his shop, and the plasma TV that I had there, and all was taken, the money, some of his equipment, some of the things that I just bought from the market, you know, they were taken away, you know, and I looked at him, I was like, I greeted him, you know, because he is a very close person, because I do patronize him. We got talking, I was like, you know, I was greeting him, but he didn't stop. It didn't stop. After then, I think it was after then he lost his father, you know, he lost his dad. He went again for the burial. After some weeks, running into a few months, he came back. And when he got back, not too long again on the street, you know, guys came, they collected the money, they collected his phone, his POS machine. And I'm like, one person within how many months, you know, but against all odds, he hasn't stopped. He still kept on, he's still pushing, he's still driving his business, you know, and, you know, what else? What kind of other encouragement does one need apart from drawing inspiration from people like this, you know? And that is somebody who never went to a business school, you know? That's why I tag people like that, the unschooled business gurus, you know, and he's still driving. He's still driving his business. See, one other thing we must do in whatever business, you know, I made mention of the kola nut seller earlier. That woman, one of the things that she did was to show that she cared about people she was selling to. You know, she was connecting, she cared. See, you must connect, you must show that you care. People don't know how much you care until they see that indeed you care about them. You know, you must show, you must connect. Let there be a connection between you and what you do. Let people see that, if they see this thing, it is Ade that is behind it. If you hear the Kingsman today, you know, it is Adeniran that is behind it. You know, if you see Rida, if you have known me from somewhere, you would probably ask, Ade does this business, you know, and because of the kind of connection we have, you would most likely come back to me than get from another person, because I've seen that happen over and over and over and over again. And I want to pass this across to those of us who are already members, that for our team members, we have to connect. You know, don't just look at what you have to gain from them. Look at how you can also add value to them. Your team members are part of your success. If they don't succeed, you can't succeed. In this kind of business, the success is a leveraged result. Success is a leveraged result. The best you can be on your own is a 1-star. But with others, you can rise to 3-star. If you don't have for instance, if you want to become a 2-star, you need a 1-star to your right, a 1-star to your left. If you are not developing people on both sides or people in your team, if you want to do it all by yourself, it will be too frustrating, it will be very tiring, and it will be very draining. So that is why we must connect. We must connect with our team members. We must also dedicate. You must let people see that dedication. You know, dedication can be felt. It can be, you can make it to become something very tangible that people can, because of the thickness of your dedication, they will see that, no, let me follow this person. And that is why some people are joining some team. That is why some teams are doing better than others. That is why some people are moving stuff every month. That is why you see that some people are very consistent. That is dedication. That is dedication. Another thing that we must pay attention to, or that I've seen these people do, is exposing their products. You know, no matter how good, no matter how effective a product is, if you don't expose it, people won't know that you have it. If you don't expose it, people won't know that you have it. If, for instance, I have a book that I've written, many people don't know that I'm an author because they've not seen my book before. Many people know that I write because they've seen my stuff out there. Some people who know that I'm an author is because they have seen my book or the books that I've written in the past. So whatever it is that you do, be proud enough to expose it. Be proud enough to push it out. Let people see that, yes, indeed, this is the person that does this thing. And that is why I often encourage my team members, for instance, see, make your WhatsApp status one of the first points of call for your business. Let continually expose that product that you have. Continually expose that thing. People will view it. Some people will view, they will view, but they may not come and buy, but they will refer someday. I've had that kind of experience over and over and over again. You know, people will see my status, they will keep quiet, they will not say anything. The next thing is I will see somebody call me. I got your number from this person that you are into the distribution of this product. How can I get like that? Yeah. So this person knows that I do this thing, you know, and I've made quite a number of sales from there. Many of the sales, as a matter of fact, many of the sales that I've done have been from my WhatsApp status. You know, pushing out the product, making people see that this is this product. You know, there was somebody. In fact, I've never met this woman. You know, it was through my my content business writing that she got to know me, and in the process, she has bought my books, she has bought reader, she has referred her sister to me, she has done the 90 days plan. You know, and when she was going to do that was before the solution pack came. When she was going to do the 90 days plan, you know, she just buzzed me that day. I think I shared this with Emma that I want cleanser and the reader capsule. That this is what I'm experiencing. No, she didn't even tell me. She just told me that okay, she wanted the reader capsule supplement and the cleanser. So I sent it to her. You know, she sent the money. I dispatched it to her, and like a week or so thereabout, she now buzzed me that she calls me a bro. She's from Ghana, but she's married to a Nigerian, and she was like reader that she was having some serious kind of pain. Each time she wakes up in the morning, it was very difficult for her standing up. All joints were really paining her to walk. In fact, there was a day she had an appointment that she couldn't step out because the pain was just too much. But since she started using the combination of reader, capsule, and cleanser, everything just disappeared. I was like, how did you know? I'm like, she now told me that she's been reading my status. In fact, she now showed me the screenshot. I was like, wow. You know, and most times she would just see and pass. Although she knows that this is I sell or distribute reader. But we had not stuck to that extent. You know, that is to tell you how much people see what we do. But many of us are easily discouraged because somebody who saw, maybe you had 100 views, for instance, and out of the 100, not even one could say, I like this product, or just send you an emoji, say, correct. You know, it happens. It happens. There are a lot of people who like holding their emotions to themselves. They don't react. But when they want to act, they act big, you know. So continue to expose that thing that you have. You know, there is this one of the formulas that we use for our trainings that says K is equals to coefficient of, you know, that formula. One thing it is simply telling us is that the number of people you know is relative, or is directly proportional to how much sales you are going to make. You know, how much your team. And the thing is, no matter how it is, if you, let's say for instance you have 1,000 people on your contact, there's nothing that guarantees that 100 out of your contact will sign up in your team. No. But what it means is you have 1,000 who know that this is what you do. But those 1,000 could be the linking point between you and the people that will eventually become members of your team. And some people are very moved by dedication. They see that this guy is dedicated. Take. You know, I've seen people who have bought products worth 20K, for instance, and have given me 50K. I'm like, guys, you know, you have those kind of experience. It is because of, you know, the exposure, and the more exposure you give to your product or the business you are doing, the higher the chances of succeeding. The next one is F. You know, I've done A. I said A is attitude, B is belief and bravery, C is care and connect, D is dedication, E is exposure, exposing your product, exposing the business and the opportunities to people. F, as a student, nobody, no student likes F9. You know, when I said F, I just remember there used to be one grade called F9. So in business will bring battles. Business will bring battles. You know, in fact, business for me is a battle. You have to keep fighting. A typical example, something happened recently. You know, I just set up NIN enrollment office, which is one of the benefits of being a member of Green Mondays, especially for those of us who are not members yet. You can consider there are a lot of other opportunities that are coming. So like less than 2 months that I started. I started operations towards the end of April, May. So this is June here. So a few weeks ago, I just went out, you know, I went to send some products, I think to Belkuta. And on my way back, I saw on like 2 or 3 NIN center on that road where I was like, you know, to now crown it all up, or to make matters worse in quote, if you just like almost directly opposite me, I just saw another banner. I was like, really? When I got back to the office, I told my wife that, see, we have a competitor. Like, I saw a content has changed. I was like, what is doing you? That competition is part of business. That is just like Green Mondays. I'm not the only one that is a distributor. There are a number of other distributors. That what it means is that we have to tweak, and we have to continually tweak our strategies. That it is not that we have a lot of flaws, because people who have come into our space to enroll have always come back with they really like our customer relation service, you know. Like, for us, that's a plus. 2, we have something that we offer. You know, we give them reader when they come. You know, some of them have used it, they have come back to buy. Some of them are like, some will say, money match like, you know. So we have other benefits that we have to offer, you know, and we also find a way of, you know, compensating or strategically giving incentives to people who are like our foot soldiers, you know, in that area. So those are, you know, you have to look for ways to win your battles as an entrepreneur. Every entrepreneur is a fighter. or let me say, every entrepreneur is a potential fighter. Every entrepreneur who intends to succeed is a fighter and must ready to fight to win. You know, you must be ready to fight to win, because life itself is a battle. Life itself is a battle. If you are driving in Lagos Road, for instance, you know, if you are not careful, you just see somebody come from one side, bash you. You just see somebody, you know, drive anyhow. You will see police. For some of us, as you are driving, you are thinking, where is the next police stop? How can I dodge? How can I avoid their trouble? Because they will come with one thing or the other, you know. So that is how business is. That is how business is. For every business that you are, you must continually think of, you know, strategies to employ, to deploy in order to fight and win your battles. You know, if you don't want to quit, that means you must be ready to win. If you don't want to quit, you must be ready to win. So in business, if you look at all of these people, and there's one of my neighbors who where my office is. He sells electrical appliances, you know, and he recently he was helping sort out what is it called, the electric. He applied for electric meters, prepaid meters, you know, and he got more than he requested for. So I was like, I wanted to. How it just happened that one just came to me, bam, didn't know before, he just came. Like, thank God, I cannot be paying 20K every month. How many light am I using? But that one came. At least I'll be able to control what I'm using. But where I'm driving at is, you know, when we got talking, he was now telling me that he has shop in Idumota, like 2 or 3. He has one not too far from where office space is, apart from that one that he had there. And when he called me during the week, by mistake. He thought he was calling one of his tenants. So I now called him back. Go meet caretaker. Like, caretaker, you are speaking to the, and I said, he's your neighbor in the office, so the person that wants to get that extra meat. I was like, sorry, that I thought he was speaking to one of his tenants. I was like, this man has house again that is collecting rent from. You know, business is about different strategies, you know. And one of the things that Green Monday does for us is it's like, I see Green Monday as a plug to other plugs, or like an extension. You know, if you connect an extension to a switch, for instance, you have multiple, on that extension, you have multiple connections. You can plug your charger, you can plug your laptop, you can plug your lamp, you can plug your TV, and all sorts. That is what Green Monday is like. Some of us came into Green Monday because of reader business, but today we are doing NIN registration, we are doing other businesses, you know, and so on. So Green Monday is a plug that connects you to other opportunities. So for every of this, you can, and also let me note this: you can never tell who you meet doing this business. For the NIN, for instance, I've met all sorts, different kinds of people. Somebody just called me before I came on. A community where we went to yesterday, to enroll. You know, just somebody came from that estate, like a close, not too far from our office, that they wouldn't mind if we come to their area to come and do. I said, okay, if you can make it work for us, no wahala. And Amara said when he gets home, he was going to get the contact of one of the escorts of the estate and sent to me. He sent it, and we called. Finally, yesterday we went there. We enrolled some people, about 30 or thereabouts came around. And today we're supposed to go and continue, but because of the rain, you know, and we got back from church, but it was raining all through, and we didn't want to go and enter all of those mess, because Lagos can be very messy when it rains. So those are all extra opportunities that are coming from Green Mondays. So for those of us who are guests today, I would just want to encourage us. Speak with the person who invited you. You are not in the midst of the wrong set of people. In fact, this is one of the communities I can guarantee you that you meet amazing people with amazing mindsets. You know, I've met the likes of Dr. Fumi, who just came back from holiday. I know she's what she bought, all those goodies she bought are still waiting for us. You know, Dr. Diron, MI, CM, Madam Fadeke, Engineer Kade, my uplines, you know, Veritable, Alashi, and so on. They are amazing, amazing people in this business. You know, Diana. And, you know, we can always rub minds. We can always share ideas. We can always exchange ideas. And, you know, we can duplicate. You can see something work in a particular team. You can carry it to your team. It is a healthy competition that we are doing. It is a healthy competition. And there is space, a lot of space, a lot of emphasis is based on personal development. So let me move to this G, and I will round off on G. G is goal crushers. You know, some people will be happy. That's Yoma's team. I'm in Team Tribe, and we are really doing well. But when I was doing that, I deliberately did it. Like I said, it's healthy competition. You know, Green Monday is a community of people who they don't just set goals. They go all out to crush their goals. You know, we go all out to crush our goals. And see, that is why we must place a lot of emphasis on team bonding. As teams, we must, beyond business partners, we see ourselves as family. You know, today, if I think of anything, I'm looking at the first 3, 4, 5 people that I would most likely call. Maybe out of the first 10, I'll be having like 6 or 7 that are members of Green Monday, you know, that I can do business with, that I can share some things with. And those are some of the things. For my team, for instance, I think almost every day I put a call through to at least one team member. And okay, what are you doing? For instance, during the week, I think she should be online for the meeting. We got talking and I told her, see, there are 2 things you must note, or there are some things you must note when you are proposing value, yes, to any prospect. The timing is very important, and I will explain to you what I mean by that. There are a lot of people who are salary earners. In fact, larger percentage of the population are salary earners. So many people plan for when they will receive their salary to do any major financial, to carry out any major financial obligation. And I told her, see, this person already knows the value that this product has. Now, push to the person the solution pack. Also note that this time is a very sensitive time. Now, if you push, don't put too much pressure. People don't like too much pressure. You can push early part of the month. Give them like 1 or 2 weeks. You can just make sure you're in contact with them. Then when it's towards the end of the month, just that they will most likely, you know, buy into what you have to offer, because they would have programmed it into, even if it means giving them a soft landing, like working out an instrumental plan for them to pay off and get the product. You can always do like that. So she went ahead, you know, discussed, and the next time I now followed up. How far with this person that you were talking about the other time? Like, she just sent me the screenshot of the alert the person sent. You see, those are some of the things you learn in business. And, you know, it also boosts your confidence. It boosts your negotiation skills. So these are some of the things that I've learned from people who do business. The normal, you know, if you go around, you see all of these people who sell drinks. An average Igbo guy that you see, you know, and the strong commendation to the Igbo community. One of the things that I heard about them, you see them have chains of shops around different places. And an average Igbo person that you see that has been into business for a while does not have one store. They have multiple stores. You know, an average person that you see in Rumota who sells clothes does not have one store. They have more than one store. You know, these are people who they don't do all of this online, this thing we do every day. But, these are some of the things we can draw from them. And now, adopt and adapt them to the style of business that we do. So in a nutshell, these are some of the lessons that I have learned. I will stop here. I still have about 2 more, but because of our time. And for those of us who are guests, I want to say there's no better community to join than being a member, being a part of Green Mondays. Green Monday is one of the best things that has happened to me. Many people don't know, but I was, before I came into Green Mondays business, I was working with former Lagos State Governor as one of his media aides, and when things were looking bleak, when you are like this and life is making you to come down to bounce, so want to go back up, like, what next? What next? And somebody proposed this business to me. It was a football match that we watched that sealed the deal. After the football match, like this thing looks like what I can do. He drew the matrix, like back. Like, okay, the next thing, I just got some money, and I was a newlywed then, like a few months after my wedding. I was like, okay, let me plug into this business. And today, that is what is taking a larger percentage of what I do. I still do the media consultancy. I still do some other business. I have a food wear brand I'm pushing. But one major thing that this business has helped me to achieve is a long-term dream that I have. We always start by asking, what is your dream? And one of my dreams has been that if I would travel out of Nigeria for the first time, it has to be a sponsored or a free, in quotes, a free trip. And it happened. But no thanks to COVID-19, the trip was delayed but not cancelled because we are still going. So you are in a community that has amazing opportunities. I mentioned earlier the NIN partnership, which we are doing. And it is because of our mission. Our mission simply is to inspire, connect, and empower people to achieve their dreams. Am I achieving my dreams? Yes. What is my dream? One of my dreams is to ensure that I add value to people on a daily basis. And with the help of Green Mondays, I'm doing that. How am I doing that? I'm exposing our products to people on a daily basis, telling people about the efficacy and effectiveness of the amazing range of products we have, from Reader Herbal Bitters that helps you to detoxify, helps you to enjoy your health, helps you to boost and build your immunity. Yesterday, after the enrollment that we did, I just gave a bottle to the chairman of that community and 2 bands. And I told him, this is what this thing does. I was like, He now told me that his wife was always having joint pains, and like, take, sir, use it. You will see what happens in the next few days. He was the one who called me earlier before I came on. And I was like, how is it? Did you use it? He said, yes. He was really appreciative. He was really thanking me. And why is it that this product does what it does? It is because it is designed to work at the cellular level of the body, which is the smallest unit of the body, that controls all parts of our body, from the joints to the skin to the hair and so on. So once you take this product consistently, it has the capacity to help you rejuvenate the dead cells in the body, which has come as a result of oxidative stress, not taking balanced diet, exposures to insecticides, and so on. So once you take this product consistently, you can be guaranteed that to a large extent, the likes of malaria, joint pain, waking up tired will all be things of the past. And Reader Bitters was just a flagship product. We have the capsule also. We have other range of products. We have Reader Fire, we have Reader Restore, we have Fat Burner, we have Cleanser. For me, Cleanser is fast becoming my favorite, apart from the body wash and others that I use. Cleanser is fast becoming my favorite product because of what I've seen it do for people, And it's just amazing. You have the balm. This is the rainy season, the cold will start coming. People will be having all kinds of experiences. You can keep one in the office, keep one inside your bag. You can have liters of them at different places. And we have the disinfectant, you want to wash your clothes, you want to mop the floor, you want to take your bath, you can also add it to your first aid box, And in doing this business, there are amazing benefits. We have there are about 13 ways to end doing this business. And those 13 ways are very sweet. I was just looking at my back end during the week, and I saw that I have this account that has, if you just do one additional sign up, you see it will just make 10K like that. It just happened, And the best thing, which is one of the things that I'm coming to realize and learn, that I learned during this business, is the best way to come in is to come in for an own 3 account. Bam, just enter own 3 accounts immediately, because it is better experience than told. So there are amazing ways to earn doing this business, and you can decide how, like I said earlier, an entrepreneur is a fighter. You can decide how you want to fight this battle. We have our projection. If your own projection, for instance, let's say your own that first level, for instance, you want the strategy you want to use to fight that battle is do it for 1 month. If you do, and you do the second stage, third stage like that, if you do it for 12 months, your earning potential is running into billions in the 10th month. So it's amazing. It's amazing the kind of reward that this business offers you. And the good thing is you can start small and grow big. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. You can start small and grow big, and before you know it, that your earning potential has been increased. I tell people who come into my team doing this business, don't be in haste to eat your fruit. Your fruit can become the seed that you plant that will yield much more benefit. There are different ways to come in. We have the VIP, which is the best to come in. The VIP has amazing reward system. You earn from the 2% global profit of the company. You earn other amazing rewards. We have the platinum. We have the gold. We have the silver. I always stop at. I used to stop at silver, but these days I'm thinking of stopping at gold. Gold is the midpoint. If you go to the Olympics, everybody wants to fight to win the gold. That should be the list. So we have all of these different level of entry, and whatever level of entry you decide to come in to the business through, you can always upgrade. You can always upgrade. One of my goals this year is to make sure that everybody in my team should attain at least that gold level. Those who are in silver should upgrade. The list should be a gold. So there are different ways you can come in. For the VIP, 750K, and the value you are getting is worth more. You are at the point of entry. It's just like you are getting your DSTV decoder with a free 1 month subscription. Here you are coming. You are exchange. We give you a value that is worth more than 750K that you are paying. In the platinum, same applies. You come in with 400K, you are getting a value that is worth more than that. In the gold category, you come in 140K, you are getting a value that is worth more than that. Where else do you want to be apart from Green Mondays? Our product, halal certified, ISO certified, NAFDAC certified, and FDA certified. We have all sorts of certification, but away from the certification, we have products that work, that have done amazing things in people's lives. So this is the time to join, and there's no better time to join than the time you realize that you are missing something amazing. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you. Let me hand over to my boss, MI.
Thank you very much.